Mental. I can't believe this has happened. Right, we're going to get straight into it quick. The power's gone off. We're using backup lights. I've got the generator there. Right, power cuts across the UK now and earlier today. Ain't that the truth? Snow's coming next month to the UK. Lower than average temperatures for this time of year around the world. Government has launched an urgent appeal for UK residents to conserve power during winter. The National Grid causes warnings across the UK on their website, then cancels it after 30 minutes. Egg shortages at Tesco forced them to use other suppliers from Italy, and there's a massive shortage of corn flour. UK cases of measles surged 188% in 4 weeks. I hope the lighting's all right. It's dark in here. Everything's going off. I can't believe it. It went off earlier today, and it's come back on, and then it went off again about 15 minutes before we're due to go on air. So I've been frantically rushing around trying to sort out lighting and stuff. This thing is awesome. It's powering the laptop, this little light on the tripod there, and also it's powering up the phone to keep that powered so we can record this live emergency urgent live stream. It's crazy, absolutely freaking crazy. Right, just to start with quick, before we just get waylaid in what's happened, it is what it is, we just got to roll with it, that's life, okay? Lots of Black Friday deals as well. So I've just launched a series of videos today, so if you want to check out those, they are limited deals, okay? So when the time frame runs out, that's it, no more deals, okay? So check out the previous videos that I've just launched today. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel and joining the mailing list. There is links below, okay? All you need to do is just create an email address on there. That's it, okay? All GDPR, it's all official, no problems with privacy, etc. So it's all done correctly, all right? Also, this is now my full-time job, all right? So I'm not claiming any benefits whatsoever. So it is a struggle. So if you can, you don't have to, but if you're a new subscriber, absolutely awesome. Welcome aboard, by the way. There is donation links underneath the video. If you can help, that really is appreciated, all right? There's PayPal, use friends and family, 100% goes to the channel. And also coffee as well. You can do one-off or subscription payments. All done, right? So, if you want to skip past this, if you want to replay, go forward about 10 minutes. This is just for mainly the guys in the chat. And if you want to hang around on the replay and check this out as well, whereabouts are you guys from? So it's always cool to see whereabouts you guys are in the world. So we've got 592 people in the chat, 172 thumbs up. A lot of haters out there. Wow. Press the thumbs up to rid the haters. 606 people are now joining aboard. I'm so sorry it's a bit late this evening. As you can imagine, all of a sudden it went ping, all the lights went off. Wow, thank God my son is fast asleep and my partner's gone out, so I've had to deal with everything on my own to get this up and running. I could have just cancelled it for and I saw that. But no, it's a perfect opportunity to see how good these things are. So yes, all live, it's crazy. And who have we got? We've got people in northwest Scotland, Stoke-on-Trent, Swindon, Essex, Norfolk, North Wales, London. Oh, look at this, someone from the USA, that's awesome. Holland, Ireland, wow, check it out. We got people from all over the place. That's amazing. Oh my days, look at all this. Bristol, Australia, Wigan, Devon. It's insane. You guys rock. You literally hit them from all Ohio, USA. That's incredible, guys. Landrindod-Wells. Not too far from where I live in Bilf Wales. Awesome. Look at this. NH USA, wherever NH is. Wow. You guys are blowing up my feed now. Someone's from the moon. Bonkers. Awesome. Sweden. Wow, this is really, really cool. Denmark. Yeah, we got people from all over. I've recently been in comms with people in France, and there's some big stuff going on over there as well. So, yeah, it's looking pretty crazy. So, also, Let's have a quick check. Timbuktu, France, Sweden, Newquay. Wow, that's some Zanzibar. We got people from all over. That's awesome. I don't know if you can see this in shot, but this is what's powering this live stream right now. And I'm not joking. I absolutely love this thing. It's really saving my ass at the moment. Also, a good thing about them, it helps cut your energy bills down because all the time you're using that. And what we do is we use it to power up my son's TV, that sort of thing, and the laptop, charging up our phones, our flashlights. That's awesome. And when it runs out, all we do is we put it in the car, plug it into the fag lighter, we drive around for a day or so, and guess what? It's charged up again. Hey presto. So all the time we're using this instead of grid power, our energy bill's cheaper. So it's a little dent in what they're trying to do. So another thing I noticed is diesel prices. Now let me know what the diesel prices are where you guys are, okay? We're currently 185 now, so it's come down a bit. Also, I noticed yesterday that the price of Brent and crude is dropped a bit as well. So it'd be interesting to see what you guys are seeing. So live in the chat right now, this is what's actually going on in the UK and indeed probably in America as well. Some of our American friends use diesel. 152.9, that's Costco. Well, do you know, I've never been to Costco, never been to IKEA. Just is what it is. 183, 185, 182, 179. Wow. Look at that. 181. Wow, this literally coming down, which is a bloody bonus. I'll tell you this much, because the fuel prices seem to be going down, now will probably be a good time to top up those little jerry cans. I had to try and get it out then. So that's what I would do. And in fact, I done mine a few weeks ago when the prices were starting to go up. I panicked and I went out there and I filled up a jerry can, put it out the back with the others, and we'll just see how it goes, okay? It's always going to be, typically, the price that you pay around now is going to be cheaper than what it will be in the future, especially with all of these plans coming down the road for all these crazy price hikes, okay? So that is the diesel prices. They look pretty average across the UK right now. So we're looking between 181 to about 187, right? So it's a lot better than what it was last week, which is good. Very, very good. The reason I focus on diesel is because diesel keeps the UK infrastructure running, okay? Without lorries, without diesel trains, etc., we don't get nothing, okay? Petrol is pretty much for the consumers and, you know, cars and that sort of thing. But I reckon that more diesel is used than petrol. That's why I focused on diesel prices. So it's good to see that it's all coming down, which is bloody awesome. Right, what we're going to do now is we are going to head over to the stock markets. But before we do, I've just had, wow, that's awesome. I've just had a donation by Shane. Thank you very much for that kind donation, sir. It really, really helps. Like I say, this is my main full-time job now. I don't claim benefits, and every penny absolutely helps grow this channel and get this important information out there. So we're going to head on over to the markets now. I'm not sure if you see these lights there. I'll put a bit of milk bottle jobby on there to try and diffuse some light because it just blinds you if not. So we're heading over now live to the markets. Don't forget, in a few minutes time we're going to be going straight on to the news. So if you're watching on the replay, you can skip past this if you want. But no, we got some big information coming, especially for everyone in the UK. It's been full on. And the main focus is about power. And you won't believe what I've been looking into. Crazy. So let me have a look. The gold is currently at 1,755.29. This is all US dollars per troy ounce in the metals. All right. Silver, that's gone up 21.51. That's per troy ounce. US dollars, obviously. It's crazy. We all know that the silver market's heavily manipulated, okay? So we're looking at heating oil. Heating oil's dropped, which is bonkers. 86.12 now. That's priced in the US by 100 litres, right? That's how they evaluate that on the markets. Coal's gone down. It's crazy. Wholesale prices are going down, but everything seems to be going up. If we didn't notice, last week's live stream, there was a massive jump of about 70% in coal prices. But Price per ton is 200 now. It's gone down nearly 1.5. Wow, percentage points. That's insane. Scary, isn't it? Also, like I said, Brent net is down to 83.75 right now, a drop of 1.61%. WTI oil, which is pretty much like crude, but it's slightly different. That's currently 76.39. Wow, that's dropping. How do you play these markets? Amazing. John aluminium is 2,367.35. That's come down as well. Can you hear the fan there? It's working. It's keeping this live stream goes off. So if this live stream gets cancelled, it's down to this. So it's a good test. All right. Wow. Copper, that's gone up. It's 8,002.85 now. Nickel, if you like your electric cars, nickel's one to watch for. 26,154 US per ton. Bonkers, absolutely bonkers. Coffee, that's gone up. It's now 162. Corn, that's up as well. That's at 6.67. Bloody hell. In fact, most of the food markets are going up. Rice, now we're going to come on to rice in a minute. It's very important. You guys prepping for rice. 18.14, that's just gone up. Wheat, wow, that's gone up nearly 2%. That's at 326 now for wheat. Insane. Right, okay then. So we are now going to crack on with the main meat and potatoes, like you guys call it. And we're going to crack on with this, all right? So yeah, like I said, I personally had a power cut today. It lasted about between 30 and 40 minutes. We didn't really time it for when it come back on, but it lasted round about then. It was off for an hour or so, and guess what? Just before I come on air, the power's literally gone off, okay? So, like I said, using this Delta Eco 2 thing is brilliant. It really is. So let's literally powering up the live stream, like I said. Also, a little tip, if you guys end up in a power cut like I am at the moment, a good little thing is if you've got space in your freezer, and indeed maybe your fridge as well, but moreover your freezer, try and pack every single piece of available space in that freezer. Okay, it makes it run more efficient and it stays colder for longer. The more air space that you have in your freezer, okay, the warmer it's going to get, and you're going to be losing lots of food. Okay, so use anything. Okay, bubble wrap, pants, socks, t-shirts, newspapers, whatever it is, jam it in there. Close up all of those air spaces, close the fridge door and press it tightly so you've got a good seal, all right? That should keep your frozen goods lasting a lot longer than if you just left it, all right? 922 people in chat. If you can hit that thumbs up, it really, really helps, okay? Thanks for coming along, and thank you very much to all of the new subscribers to the channel. It's absolutely bonkers. It really, really is gone bonkers, okay? I think we've had 6,000 since the giveaway. So it's growing rapid. Lots of new people are coming on board, which is fantastic. I would also urge, if anyone is on Facebook, can you share this on Facebook, because I'm not on there. That really, really helps. It tends to get that message out. So the more people see this, the more people can see what you're putting in the chat as well, which is important because on the replay, it is visible to all. Tactical, hi dude, hide weapon collector. The moderators in the house, thank you very much for coming on board and keeping this clean and green. Fantastic. Right. The UK government launches a new appeal to the public to conserve power consumption. So this was yesterday, I believe, especially in January and February. I mean, we've been saying this for ages now. Some of you new guys that come along aren't privy to this. So this is for you guys. A lot of us old cats know this already. But yeah, basically the UK government are now going public with this information now. All right. So January and February, peak demand is expected to be between 4 and 7 p.m. Moreover, on weekdays. Okay, so when people return home from work, that sort of thing, that is when demand just goes mental. Okay, so they're trying to sort of get the message out, get it into people's consciousness now before we do reach into January and February. Okay, it's absolutely bonkers. And also, guess what they're doing? They're blaming power networks in Europe and also the Russian invasion. Well, isn't there a surprise? But the truth be known is that this country has been letting its power infrastructure crumble for decades now. It's got to a point where it's absolutely becoming critical now. And obviously, as most of us are aware, the more influx of foreign people, shall we say, into the UK is going to add an even more massive drain on our energy resources, okay? All Putin's fault. Well, that's what the media are telling us, but I'm not buying it. So yeah, basically, whatever the media say, it's pretty much the opposite is what's actually going on. Right, so yeah, that's pretty bonkers, but yeah, they've gone public now. We've been saying it for months, all right? The National Grid's website, now check this out if you didn't know this, a few days ago, they issued a nationwide warning of blackouts, power cuts. Can you see the American narrative being pushed on to the UK now? For years, we've been saying power cuts. Now the word is being replaced with blackouts. So yeah, we are literally being Americanized, as it were, pretty much. But guess what? As soon as they issued that warning, which actually went nationwide, they pulled it, they cancelled it from their website after 30 minutes. Now, what does that tell you? Tells me that there's a lot of jiggery-pokery going on. That's what it's telling me. Congratulations, 1,004 people in the chat. If you can hit that thumbs up, it really, really helps, okay? We need to get this information out there, and the more people that hit that thumbs up button, it literally, this video just goes all over the place, okay? One of the recent live streams has just gone over 91,000, so it's helping, okay? If you can hit that thumbs up, all you do is you come out of the chat, hit the thumbs up, done. It takes seconds, you've only got to do it once, and I really, really appreciate it because it gets this information out there, okay? So yes, they pulled it after 30 minutes. Why? It does make you think, doesn't it? Why are they doing things like this, okay? Apparently they're saying it was an automated alert system that managed to send this nationwide warning of consumption of power and possible power cuts all over the place. Pretty much what it's boiled down to. It's a massive report that was issued. So yeah, they're also they stated that tight electricity margins will be between 5 and 6 p.m. when people return home from work, just like we read earlier, okay, what the government is saying. So the National Grid and the government looks like they are in cahoots with one another, absolutely 100%. Wow. So yes, it looks like they are starting to test heads up alert systems, okay? So we need to be ready. Like I said at the start of this video on the title of this thumbnail, you need to get ready now, okay? You need to make sure that you get the stuff that you're going to need to make your life more bearable to make it through this winter. This winter is going to be a bitch, all right? Now, I don't care if there's people out there saying nothing's going to happen, it's just going to be the same as every other winter. Fine. I'll try to help. It is what it is. So also the French IFA. Now, who has heard of the French IFA? It's the Interconnexion. My French is terrible, sorry. Français Angleterre. It's more like Italian, isn't it? Sorry about that. So yeah, basically, that's what the IFA is. The French Interconnection France Angleterre, which I think is English for in French. I don't really know. Some of you guys who speak French are probably wetting yourself laughing now. I didn't do French, I didn't learn it. I just done German at school. Right, so yes, they're running at half capacity since a fire broke out at a substation in Kent in September last year. Not this year, last year, 2021. Does anyone remember that? If you can, stick it in the chat and all the comments as well. I'd love to hear what you found out about that when it happened. So cast your mind back to September last year, a long time ago now, okay? Yeah, apparently there was a substation in Kent which caught fire, causing massive disruption. So they don't expect to get that done anytime soon. They did plan, they've changed it now to next month, so they've really changed that around. It was supposed to be December when this was going to be repaired and fully operational. They've now put that back to the end of January. Can you see where all this is going? January and February are typically, the coldest months that we experience in the UK. 1111, people in the chat, wow, I love my ones, 1111. Now that is a very important number. Lots of you will probably understand what I'm talking about. Some of you won't. Time to wake up when you need to. Right. So yes, absolutely. That's not going to be coming online until the end of January, which is scary. They're basically saying it's a damaged undersea cable, right? And that's enough to power 2 million homes here in the UK, right? Now, apparently this big power cable, which has been damaged, right, is apparently one of 8 of these cables. Now, who knows about this, okay? It's not until you start researching into this, you start figuring out all of these little things. You get all of these little pieces to the jigsaw puzzle and you start putting them together. And you start to get an idea of how serious this is and how fragile our energy infrastructure actually is. Okay, so the more that we can do to prepare, to keep ourselves safe, and typically the young and the elderly and the vulnerable. Okay, if you're a big boy, big girl, fine, but it's those people that we need to take care of. All right. So 1 of 8 of these cables, and the rest of them come from Belgium, France, Holland, and Norway. Can you imagine these massive, great big cables underneath the sea going all the way from these countries to ours to give us power? Now, I think it's an absolute disgrace that we are not capable of producing our own power for our own country. I believe it's like everything else. You just blame the government because we vote for them, right, to keep us safe. Guess what? I think it's the opposite, don't you? What is 1111? Do some research. Go online and check it out. It's all an intuition thing. That's all I can say at this point. So, yes, that is absolutely bonkers what's going on there. So they are saying Norway, Holland, France, and Belgium, these 8 cables, okay? So they're saying basically the cold weather in Europe is going to cut lots of this supply, right? So, like I'm saying, all of our energy seems to be coming from outside the UK now, or most of it, okay? Which is scary because, like everything else, the more that you rely on someone else or something else, the more vulnerable you are. So, as a nation, we are very vulnerable, relying on lots of stuff to be imported, not just electricity and gas, but food as well. The more self-sufficient that you can become, the better for you, all right? I've got full... Can you hear the fan coming on now? Yeah, it's doing so well keeping this powered. That's awesome. If also there's a link below the video to get this thing for on sale, right? Trust me, I'm not joking. It's absolutely saving my arse over here at the moment. It's just everything's dark and quiet. It's very eerie in a power cut. So yes, they're saying Europe will cut lots of this supply, predicted power cuts to last over 1 week. Now, how are you going to fare in your home for 1 week without any electricity or gas? How are you going to fare? It's not going to be easy, okay? It's not until you start thinking of, all right, how hard will it be if you was just to cut all of your electricity and gas off right now for 1 week? Unplanned, unprepared, just do it. What would happen? You're going to probably lose all of your food in your freezer or your fridge. If you haven't got any means of cooking food or heating food or boiling water, you're going to be in big trouble. If you can't heat your home, if your gas central heating goes off or whatever it is, what are you going to do? Okay, it's going to become very uncomfortable. And I'm not mincing my words here. Most people could probably just about scrape by with this, but we're talking about the lonely, the elderly, and the vulnerable, and the very young. Okay, them people are at serious risk. All right. I don't care how big or how tough or how macho you are. There's people out there who are really struggling right now. How are they going to fare with no energy whatsoever? Those are the people that we need to check up on. And go back to old school ways, like a community. Be a good neighbour. Check up on people, all right? Trust me, it's not looking good. Also, the same thing like we said earlier, mass gas cuts as well on the way will prompt government media campaign. So they're already starting to do campaigns. Our lovely government, all right? Media campaigns, what's this? With radio, TV, posters, and leaflet drops. That's the methods that they're going to be using to try and tell people in advance that there's going to be massive gas shortages. Now, I wouldn't like to guess how many people within the UK rely on gas central heating. Can you put it in the chat right now? If you've got gas central heating, just say, yes, we've got gas, something like that. Put in capital letters so we can all see it. I'll tell you what, you really do need to start, thinking of alternative methods. I didn't have time to put any links below this video as regards the off-grid series. Okay, I've done an off-grid series recently on loads of budget ways that you can keep warm and keep powered through this crisis that's literally just around the corner. Okay, So there's some great tips on there. Also, there's a recent video that I've done. And in fact, just go on my videos on my channel and just scroll through the last couple of weeks and you'll see loads of videos which can absolutely help, all right? Especially keeping warm. If you've got no electricity, whether you've got a power cut or you just can't afford to heat your home, all right? Some great tips on how to keep warm. Like I said, the vulnerable and the elderly and the young are at serious risk. They're the people that need to make sure that they get this information, right? So if you can, find them videos and forward those via links to them so they can watch them. The more people that we get educated and helped, the more people are going to make it through this. The last thing we want to see and hear is lots of people, it's quite hard really, not making it through this winter, because it can and it has happened before. It's quite a scary thought. It's not fear porn, it's the bloody truth, all right? Lots of people do not make it through winter because they get colds, they starve to death or whatever it is. And I really do feel for our pensioners, okay? There's lots of over 60s joining the channel. So yeah, if any of you guys are in the over 60s club, you are with friends. There's lots of you guys in the chat right now. If not, you can watch this on the replay and you can type anything you want in the comment section under the video and you can catch up and meet up with other elderly people. And just remember this, you're not alone. This is one big community, no bull. This is growing. Lots of people are coming on board now, okay? When I used to do live streams a while ago, I was getting 3,000 views. When it starts going 91,000 views and all of the other ones are growing every single day. There we go, Sky Blue 63 here. Absolutely welcome. You guys, you've got my utmost respect, okay? Always respect your elders, no matter what anyone tells you to, no matter how old you are, respect your elders, all right? That's an order. So, right, here we go. Already been recorded by BBC emergency radio broadcast. That has been completed by the BBC, the British Bullshit Corporation, as I like to refer to them as. So yeah, they've already recorded all of these broadcasts, all right? So you're hearing it here first. You are going to be seeing those using the media outlets at their disposal over this winter period, all right? So we do need to start getting ready, all right? We need to make sure that we're going to be okay. So yeah, lots of radio broadcasts, emergency things on the TV as well. Major disruption to banking systems. This is what they're saying, all right? Expect major disruption to banking systems, internet access, mobile phone networks, and traffic lights, okay? That is what they're going to be. This has been leaked out pretty much, okay? If you look at the reports, you can find some of this online. It's absolutely insane. This is what the BBC are going to be pushing out there in their media campaigns, right? Expect these systems to be offline. I'm going to say it again if you've just joined the chat, because there's 1,345 people now. All right, so if you just turned up, hear this really quick. The BBC have just recorded a series of emergency radio broadcasts to expect major disruption to banking systems, internet access, mobile phone networks, and traffic lights. You combine all of those, guess what you got? You got bloody chaos. That's what you've got. You've got chaos. And if you live in an area where you're surrounded by hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, expect that situation to get ugly really quick. Okay. Now, I say this to everyone. If some of you don't know, I offer prepping and survival courses. And one thing that I tell all of the guys and girls that come onto the courses to learn skills, all right, is they must watch this documentary which was released in 2013 called Blackout. And if you've not seen it, I strongly advise you watch that, because that will give you a good feel for what's possibly coming down the road in the coming months, okay? So yes, it really does open your eyes and make you think what your possible shortcomings are that you need to get fixed as soon as possible. No joke, no fear porn, that's the direct truth, okay? All you do is you go onto YouTube and you type in Blackout CH4, as in channel 4, all right? Some of you guys have probably already seen it, but lots of people, especially all of the new guys and girls, like I said, I've got thousands and thousands coming on board every single week now, all right? Some of you guys are just waking up to all of this, and you're learning on the fly. All right. So yeah, Blackout, Channel 4. Look for it. It's about a 1 hour docudrama on the internet. You can watch it on YouTube for absolutely free, and it will absolutely open your eyes. It was all filmed in the UK when there was no electricity for 1 week, and they had all of these experts saying, like, hours and days into this, which services were being provided for and which weren't. This is the possible time frames. This is the possible scenarios of what would happen. Very, very, very well worth watching. Okay, seriously, watch that docudrama. So yes, look at that. No banking systems, no internet access, no mobile phone networks, and no traffic lights. Also, massive gas cuts, right? Because the governments are pursuing green alternatives over natural shale gas reserves. Now, it's bad enough having gas shortages or gas problems, okay? But think about it. In order for gas to work, you need electricity. So if you've got a gas boiler, guess what? If you have a power cut, you've got no gas as well, okay? You might have a battery in there. Deanie, thank you very much for that kind donation. That really, really helps. Like some of you guys just joining now, you know, I'm not on benefits. This is my main job now, so every penny helps just to get this information out there. I'm trying to help as many people as possible, especially you new guys coming on board, right? There's a lot to learn. There seriously is. Better get your skates on because time is ticking away right now. So yeah, thanks for that donation, sir. That's very, very kind. So yeah, like I said, without electricity, your gas ain't doing nothing. Think about that. So also what they were saying is there's going to be protected sites with these planned and predicted power outs, power cuts, blackouts, however you want to call it, it's all the same thing, all right? Protected sites. So guess what's going to be protected? Hospitals, food manufacturers. Interesting. Oil refineries. Understandable. Some ports, not all, but some ports within the UK. Financial services will be protected. Water and sewerage and facilities will be protected. Major airports, so not all airports, just the major ones. So you're definitely looking at the cities, all right, with their airports will be fine. Smaller places like Bournemouth and Southampton, probably not, okay? They probably won't be deemed as main airports. So this is all going to be coming into play this winter. So if you have got plans to travel over this winter, seriously look at what your local airport or where you prepare to fly from, what their situation is regarding power issues, all right? Because tell you something, without power, no airport's going to work. Nothing's going to happen, all right? I'll tell it for free. I worked in the avionics sector for years. Thank you very much for that donation. Very, very kind. Oh man, I've just got to see who it is because, you know, sometimes when I donate on channels, it's always nice to hear. We're talking UK Canna. Keep up the hard work and making a difference to a lot of people. Absolutely, thank you very much. And Janet as well. Just ordered the EcoFlow Delta. I'm not joking, right? That thing here, you can hear the fans come on now, is absolutely doing it. It's doing it. Without that, this live stream wouldn't be happening because I've got no power. It's just bonkers. Who knows? Maybe during the live stream, all the lights will come back on. That'll freak me right out. I hope I don't fall over and burn myself because it has happened. It's been on for a while now. It's probably about 15 minutes before I'll come on. So it's about 7:45. The power just went chonk and all went dark and went quiet. Lucky, like I said, my partner's gone out, my son's asleep. So I can literally just get by with that thing. It's absolutely making a difference. So yeah, let me see. Financial services, water, sewage, major airports, digital communication sites. There are digital communication sites. Apparently the government and the BBC in cahoots are saying that those key infrastructure points will be protected. As we know, they say one thing and usually mean the other, okay? I just see Brian on there. Nice one. Good to see you, Brian. Right, so let me see. Also, this is bonkers as well because this all ties in with energy. Right, this is what I've noticed with my own eyes over the last, what is it now, Friday, since Tuesday, so about 4 days or so, right? Now, I go on free sites now and again just to see if there's anything that I could do with. Reality check, smash the like button. Thank you ever so much for that donation, sir. It absolutely helps. And also on PayPal, someone's just gone on PayPal. John, oh man, John, thank you for that donation on PayPal using the link below. You're a star, John. I much appreciate that. That's seriously good. Right, yeah. What I was seeing with my own eyes on these free sites that you can get online, okay? Now, when I was down south, right, the amount of things, slave to no man, I'm coming to you in a minute, brother. In fact, you're next up. Yeah, absolutely. Can I have spare clips for your link to your doubter to the panels? I'll have to, I'll get back to you on that one, bud. I lost my train of thought now. But yeah, when I was down south, I was using these free sites, okay? Now, there was, I would say, if you was to look at the maths on this, I would say about 80% of all of the items were offered, and only 20% were things that people wanted for free. Right, since moving to Wales, it's the exact opposite. In fact, I would say that 90% of everything on there is what people are requesting, and only 10% of things are being offered. So that tells me two things. From where I am locally, because I've put a radius and where I am about 20 miles, everyone within that radius in rural, remote, middle Wales, where the mountains are and where it's a very, very small population, people really do value their stuff. Okay, so much so that they don't give anything away for free. All right, it's a massive shock because, you know, for years and years and years, you used to getting loads of stuff for free. You come here, people really look after this stuff. People don't even throw away pallets. Can you believe that? No, they zip it up and use them as kindling for their fires. Okay, so yeah, it's very, very difficult out there because, like I say, people value their stuff, and rightly so. Everyone needs to start valuing things, right? Because trust me, you don't realise until it's gone how valuable stuff is, right? So these are some of the things that I've seen that people are offering for free in the last 4 days. An electric plug-in fire, an electric fan heater, an electric dishwasher, an electric tumble dryer, an electric hair dryer. Wow. These are what people are giving away for free. Okay, and since I've been here, I've hardly seen anything. Now, is it some coincidence, or is it just me, that all of these items are electrical and some of them require a lot of energy to run as well? Now, when you look at some of these items, some of them are quite old-fashioned, right? So usually older electrical items use a lot more energy than these new energy-efficient A triple rated devices, okay? So yeah, people are giving away for free all of these really good pieces of kit, but they consume a lot of energy. Can you see where this is all going? You add it up to what I've been saying so far. And guess what people are requesting? Now this shocked me as well. So like I said, you've got two sections in this free site, okay? Stuff that people are giving away and stuff that people want. This is the list under the things that people want. People are wanting for free electric blankets, gas heaters, like that one I showed on them video, candles, people wanting free candles, lamps, and I think some of them are paraffin lamps or oil lamps, and wall blankets. Exactly what I've been saying on some of my off-grid mini-series videos, okay? And moreover, more recently, tips of how to stay warm in a cold bedroom. So these are being requested now. Like I've been saying, and it really makes me think, do you know what? I've been right all along. Not just me, but there's thousands and hundreds of thousands of people all around the world right now are saying the same message as myself. Think about it. If you're used to having something keeping you warm, comfortable, fed, and prevent you from getting ill, all of a sudden it's not there, what are you going to do? Have you got a plan B? Have you got a backup? People are requesting electric blankets, gas heaters, candles, paraffin and oil lamps, and wall blankets. People want them for free. Do you know why? Because they're struggling to get them. Why are they struggling to get them? Because people are waking up and getting prepared for this winter. All right. This is no fear porn. The amount of information that's coming in about this winter just around the corner, isn't frigging good. All right. So, like I say, we try to help people on this channel every week. Last week on the live stream, we managed to get the word out to help someone who had mobility issues to get like a wood burner installed. Well, I'd like to know if there's any updates on that. So if you're here, can you say so in the chat? And if I miss it, can some of you raise my attention so I can read that out to everyone? Okay, it'd be good to see that we are actually making a difference here on the channel. So the next person we want to help out, he's in the chat right now. He's from Brecon. He's a very good friend of mine, and his name is called Slave to No Man. So if you see Slave to No Man in the chat right now, or if you're watching this on the replay after this is aired live, okay, you can see Slave to No Man. He's going to make a comment in the comment section as well as in the live chat, okay? So Slave to No Man. He needs some help with he's already got it. He's already got some wind turbines and some solar equipment, okay? Now, he's having some problems, right? Trying to get it all figured out and trying to get it work safely and efficiently like it should. So if there's anyone in and around the Brecon area that can go and help John, okay, he's going to be in the live chat and in the comment section. So John, if you can, go to the comment section, just say, I'm the guy that needs help in Brecon with my solar equipment. It will stay there, and hopefully when people watching the replay, they might be able to help you out. 1,612 people in the chat, 821 thumbs up. Man, there's some haters out there. So, wow, that's a lot of people who hate me, who don't want to put the thumbs up. Well, haters are going to hate. So, yes, John has got no problem paying someone, whoever it is, to come and help him sort his thing out. Either payment or barter, whatever floats your boat. So there goes Slave to No Man. I hope that helps, mate. And we've got a lot of people watching this. And I'll guarantee you, my friends, there's going to be a lot of people watching on the replay. Like I said, the previous live stream has just gone over 91,000 views. It's growing. The community is getting bigger. And we are getting this message out to help as many people as we can. 903. Well, maybe some of the haters have gone. Awesome. And just very, very quickly, I'm always going to acknowledge donations because it's the right thing to do. This is from Karina. Thank you very much for that donation, my darling. That's an amazing thing you've just done, helping big time. All donations are really, really helpful, actually. So get this, all right? This is from an email from an insider, right? To my knowledge, no one knows about this. Andrew G, I really appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much for that donation. Really making a difference. Oh, thank you so much. It really helps. Right, National Grid HQ, or headquarters. Now, we've got some in the Midlands. So if you guys are in the Midlands, you're looking at Toll End Road in a place called Tipton. That is where the Midlands HQ is. In South Wales, you've got a place in Swansea called the Swansea Enterprise Park. All right, so that is where them locations are. The reason I say this is going to become apparent very shortly. Now, listen to this. I've got a friend, right, who wishes to remain anonymous because he has been working at this facility. All I'm going to say is involved in building work. All right, so he's been doing some building work on a National Grid facility in Cornwall. Now, shout out to all of you amazing people in Cornwall in the house. If you're from Cornwall, hit the thumbs up on the screen there. You guys are awesome. My partner's from Cornwall, and I've got a massive love for everyone in Cornwall. You guys are amazing. You make really good clotted cream from Rodders, and you make some wicked pasties as well. And that's never going to stop. All right? You guys are awesome. So we're looking at Bodmin. Now, does anyone know where Bodmin? You must have heard of Bodmin Mall, Jamaica Inn, that sort of thing. Well, in Bodmin, there is a National Grid facility there, right? So check this out. Like I said, this information, to my knowledge, has not been shared anywhere on the internet. You're going to hear it here first, all right? So recently installed some backup generators for their own building. Now, what does that tell you about a National Grid facility in Cornwall? They have just ordered and already installed some backup generators. recently, right? We're talking in previous weeks, all right? It all sounds a bit knee-jerk and a bit urgent. Shouldn't they have installed this last year, months ago? Why now? All at the same time before this government and BBC propaganda is being pushed onto us, the general public. Everything's happening at the same time for a reason. Now, you do have to ask yourself, why? How is that a coincidence? So yes, in Bodmin, National Grid, they've recently installed their own backup generators, and guess what? Blackout blinds. They have installed lots of blackout blinds for all of the windows in that building. Now you can do a Google map search on satellite view and you're going to find this facility. There's a small car park on the front and on the side, and it's got obviously people who work there, they park there. Look at that surrounding area like I did, right? There's a lot of residential areas, there's industrial estates, and indeed there's outlet stores, okay? So basically you're surrounded by road, buildings and people. And then you've got this little piece of infrastructure. National Grid building. So yeah, they've recently installed backup generators and blackout blinds. So my friend who was working there, when he was hearing some of the people in the canteen, it was only a few days, after he started working there when all this was going on. So he was just basically in the canteen making himself a cup of tea, and he was overhearing what's going on in the background. A couple of people working there sat down. Couldn't believe it what he was telling me. He said they've been put up there through advice from the management because they're worried that people locally will see the lights on in the building when all of the power has gone out. How scary is that? So yeah, if you're in that area, do yourself a favor, go over and check, all right? If you're lucky enough to get in that building, which you probably might not be, but if you are going to be seeing, oh my God, look at that, it's 9 o'clock. It says 47 minutes. Of course, we started late, didn't we? You guys, I haven't forgotten. So yeah, let me just get through this quick and we're going to get on to beer, which tonight is the cider time, all right? Thanks ever so much for reminding me, but I'm just going to quickly get this out of the way, then we can go on to beer. Couple of minutes, all right? Information is more important than my enjoyment for a pint. I'll just keep working with me. So yeah, they put blackout blinds in there so the public can't see that facility with all of the lights on. Also, all of the company vans, I've recently, again, this is the third thing recently, all of those vans have been fitted with VHF and UHF style radios in case of network phone tower faults. Do you want me to read that again? All of the vehicles, right, in the vans that use that facility, right, for the National Grid, they've all been fitted recently with VHF and UHF radios in case of network phone tower issues. Like I say, there is some backup power for network towers, okay? Some say 3 hours, some say 3 days. It varies, okay? The only way to find it is to go to that tower, find someone who's working there and ask them, and they'll tell you the truth. How hard that's going to be, who knows? So that is a bit of insider information for someone who was working at that facility recently, who obviously is going to remain nameless, okay? So we're going to go on to that page after we cracked open the shank. So if you are watching live and you fancy having a drink with myself, because it's been one hell of a day, I've been doing loads of Black Friday deals, trying to save as much people money as possible, okay? Because there's a lot of things that people wanted to get in the videos that I've done, but couldn't afford it. But hopefully, because there's been like 40, 50% off and lots of them, it might bring in some of those things into their price range and they can get it before the prices go up again in a few days, but at full price. So like I say, we're trying to help as many people as possible. 1,739 people in the chat. That's 1,011 thumbs up. So wow, 600 people haven't hit the thumbs up. More haters. Anyway, cheers everybody. It's courtesy of Henny's today. A little place over Hereford that do a wicked cider. Cheers all. That thing's still working. If that goes off, right, this live stream gets cancelled, and you heard it from me that these aren't that good, but I've got that much faith in that thing. You know, it's literally just doing everything. All right. So yeah, if that goes off, the whole thing's down the pan. 1,700 people in the chat. Cheers, everybody. Oh man, that's good stuff. Seriously good stuff. Right, so what we got now is 4 minutes past 9. Wow, that is flown by, isn't it? That's an hour done already. Bonkers. Now check this out. Again, this is from my own eyes and my own ears. Tactical, you're an absolute gent. Thank you for that, sir. And thank you for those kind donations in the past as well, my friend. They've really, really helped. Seriously, especially now where I've got no work and I've no benefits. Oh, dude, you're an absolute star. When I was in Tesco, right, it was weird. And this is the truth. This is what happened. I was down the aisle with my son and we was down the bread aisle where the eggs are. And I noticed, blimey, there's a big, massive space on this shelf where the eggs were. And there's only a few left. And the guy was stacking some bread right next to it. And I just said to him, where's all the eggs gone? Playing the dumb guy, like I didn't know. And he said, oh yeah, he said, bit trick, this guy. It's the alien bird flu thing. I said, oh, you mean avian flu? Yeah, that's it. And he just sort of grinned and a bit strange. So yeah, the guy stacking the shelves in Tesco's, he said it's down to the avian flu and he can't get eggs. So I said, oh, fair enough. So I just said, really? As if to say, yeah. So what he said was, this is what made me go, what? And I said, so where are you going to get eggs from then? Does that mean we're not going to get eggs anymore? And he said, do you know what he said? He said, soon we're going to be getting all of our eggs imported from Italy. That's his exact words. I went, wow, Italy. I said, that's going to be expensive. To get loads of eggs all the way from Italy without breaking, eggs are going to cost a fortune. And how the hell is Italy going to provide eggs for their own country and provide this country as well at the same time when we've got this really deadly, scary avian bird flu epidemic which is wiping out millions of... Really? WEF, exactly, dude. You got it in one. They are partly to blame for all this BS. Absolutely. And it's good to see people watching this and commenting who are awake. Right? It's really, really, really good to see. So yeah, but not only is there going to be a massive shortage of eggs soon, and they're going to be getting all of their eggs from Italy, guess what also he said? They can't find corn flour anywhere. Right? So if you haven't got corn flour in your preps, right? This is just Tesco's. I don't know what other supermarkets are, okay? I'm being honest. All I know is Tesco's because that's all we've bloody got out here in the countryside, okay? We got Tesco's and Aldi, nothing else, okay? No Morrison's, no Sainsbury's, no Lidl's, no Asda, nothing. In fact, if I wanted to go to Asda, do you know how far that is? It's a 2.5 hour round trip. 2.5 hours. Yeah. If I was living in Portsmouth, it would take me 1 hour to get to London. That's how bonkers it is when you move to the countryside, right? You just have to deal with it. It is what it is. So that is the truth. So they can't get all the corn flour. So if you haven't got much corn flour and you're like me, you've only got Tesco's and Aldi, get some soon. I'll tell you for why. Because if it gets really bad, where we've got to hunt our own game and animals and stuff like that, and you're making soups and stews, it's a bit nicer if you can thicken it, okay? Maybe there's other ways that you can use natural, local flora and fauna, arrowroot and stuff like that to thicken your stews. But corn flour is pretty much a go-to. If you don't know, you just mix a little bit up with some water, stir it in whatever sauce you're doing, right near the end when it's finished cooking, and it will thicken up lovely. Corn flour is so amazing. You get corn flour and water. Just imagine if you filled up your bath, right? It goes semi-vasculous, a bit rubbery. You can basically walk on it with your own body weight. It's that insane. And then you can slowly put your hand in it. It's a very, very strange thing, corn flour, right? So yeah, a massive shortage. Tesco can no longer get corn flour, right? So if you see any on the shelves, get some. The stuff lasts for years and it will help you big time with soups and stews and stuff like that all the way through winter, right? If you've got some already like I have, you don't have to worry. But lots of you new guys coming to the channel now who are not being privy to all this sort of stuff, get some, all right? Because it might be that you go there one day and there's none left, and there won't be any for God knows. Viscous, that's the word. Thank you, sir. And thank you, Heather, for that. Thank you for helping. Heather, I'll try my best. All right. I've literally been put here. This is what I need to do, and this is what I'm doing. Help as many people as possible, right? That's what we've got to do. If everyone helped everyone, the world would be a better place. So keep helping people, guys. Absolutely awesome. Right, also, something different. Long range forecasts are coming in now. Apparently they're saying that snow is due in early December. All right, so has anyone heard any reports of snow inbound? Crazy. So much so, I haven't got it with me. It's out there in the dark, and I have to get a torch and stuff. But I recently got a great big massive snow shovel, okay? Because when we moved there, like Halloween last year, all right, we had quite a mild winter. All the locals were saying. We thought it was cold, like I said, because we moved from a warmer climate down south. So it's always going to be a bit colder up here, which is fine. We're acclimatised to it now. But yeah, a snow shovel has been purchased, a massive, great big one. So yeah, the more people that I speak to when I'm out shopping, some of the locals, some of the farmers, even my partner, everyone's saying the same things. I think it's going to be a really bad winter this year. And I've been hearing that for months now, and so are some of you guys as well. So there's so many people that are talking about it and hearing about it. There's got to be some truth in it, okay? Not all them people can't be wrong. So yeah, it's always best to be prepared. The whole message is preparedness. The more people that we can help, the better. So you need to sort of get ready, okay? So also, yeah, the long range forecast for snow. Apparently temperatures are below average for this time of year as well. Now that is a bit of a surprise, because I would say, I don't know, probably the last 10, 15 years or so, with the exception from the Beast from the East, which was about a week long. Do you remember that? In the UK, in America, they're the polar vortex. You do get a little blip like that now and again. But typically, for the last 10, 15 years, we've had quite mild winters in the UK. They're usually wet, they're not very cold, and we don't usually get dump loads of snow across most of the country. It's usually in the hillier areas in Scotland and some places in Wales, and maybe Northern Ireland, okay? But when was the last time that the entire UK was under about 3 or 4 foot of snow? Probably a long time ago. I do recall a friend of mine years ago saying in 1953 they had a really bad snowy winter. Now, like I said, some of you guys over 60s in the over 60s club, do you remember what happened in 1953, or was it 1963? Put whatever you think you need to in the comment and the chat. It helps especially the younger generation see, you know, this is no BS, this stuff has happened before and it's going to happen again. All right, so if some of you guys do not understand what the grand solar minimum is, I suggest you spend some of your time looking into that. All right, the climate is cooling over time. Okay, it's global warming, it's BS. All right, so there you go. Here you go, Lee from the Bugger. I'll just see you. Hi, Lee. Lee will tell you. Lee, when was it you said? Was it 2012 or something like that? Where it was like -18 or something in Bilf, Wales. Lee will tell you, he's typing it right now in the live chat. And this was like 10 years or so ago, -18. Well, now most places in the UK, when they put like mains water, it's only, Lee will probably tell you this as well, 10, 18 inches below ground, because it doesn't get cold enough to warrant deeper trenches for the water pipes and the mains water to lie. So in other countries, you go to Siberia, guess how deep they dig their trenches for water? Makes you think, doesn't it? So yeah, if we get a big freeze, -18, 8-foot icicles. Whoa, there you go. Look at Lee in the bug out shop. He's in the chat right now. Lee speaking the truth. No BS. Things do happen. All right. So like I say, I think we've been getting away with it for a long time. We've had mild winters, and as I say, lots of people and lots of research and time that I've been looking into all point to this winter's going to be pretty rough. Okay, like I said, you know, if you're Billy Big Bollocks and you've got a big ego, fine. But let me tell you, there's really vulnerable people and really like sick people out there who are going to really struggle. Okay, So put your balls away, right? Stick your thumb back in your mouth. Think about those vulnerable people who are really going to be suffering, all right? Not just a case of, oh, just put a big coat on and shut up. Those people, don't listen to them people. And if there's any of you in the chat, just do one and bugger off. All right, there's some seriously ill and vulnerable people out there. We need to help them and keep an eye on them, all right? So yeah, absolutely bonkers. And also, what was it? The USA national temperatures, they're at a big low for years. Now, I noticed earlier when the chat started, there's quite a few people from America. Now, if you're in America watching this live right now, can you put into the chat and indeed the comments if you're watching on the replay, all right? Because I do go back and check the comments on the replay underneath the video, and also I'll look at the chat as well on tomorrow. And yeah, tell me what it's like where you are in the US, whether it's usually like it this time of year or it's colder, all right? Now, guys, look at what the Americans are typing into the comment section right now, and look at what they're putting in under the comment section in this video, all right? Look at what the Americans are saying. This isn't normal. This is below normal, and it's going to get worse. This isn't fear porn, all right? This is the truth. So if you guys think, oh, you're just scaring people, really? All right then, fine. Go and bury your head in this snow, and we'll see. Time will tell. So yeah, pretty crazy stuff. Also, a new police commissioner. Now, I've only found this out just before coming on here, and I didn't have time to write it all down because when the power went out, I had to just leave it. So all I've wrote down, the new police commissioner apparently can't trust his own officers. I think he said something about 100 officers that he just can't trust. Wow. And I forget the guy's name. I saw a video, he had white hair and he had glasses. New police commissioner. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, right, that's that one. So yeah, now we're going on to, hold on a minute, someone's just been very kind. Awesome. Wow. John, another John. Thank you very much for that kind donation, sir. That's awesome. And Tracy as well. Tracy, wow. And Tracy's put, thanks for your help, it's much appreciated. Look forward to Fridays. Tracy, thank you ever so much. It's very, very kind. Really appreciate the help. It's a beautiful thing. That's really cool. Sainsbury's. Now, this was an email which was sent to me by a friend of mine who is going to remain anonymous. Incidentally, if any of you guys want to email in with what you're seeing, which you think is going to add value to these live streams, so we can share information and help people get better prepared. That's the whole core of these live streams, right? There is a link below the video. Well, not a link, it's an email address, all right? If you go to the email address underneath this video, you can email me about what you're seeing and what you're hearing, even if it's just like one line of information, right? Together, we start putting all these pieces of information together, and we're going to have a much better idea of how we can prepare better to help ourselves, our loved ones, families, and other people, especially the young, the elderly, and the vulnerable, all right? Fill your boots, send the emails in. They're open 24/7. Email what you can. This is an email from someone, like I said, going to remain anonymous. Some of them, the emails that I get, and I do get a lot, they want me to read their names out. Most of them don't. I said, no, just don't say who I am. So this person, anonymous. Right. Now, this is from, he works in Sainsbury's, all right? So all I'm going to say, this guy works in Sainsbury's. No name, all right? Right. They had a memo come out, right? They're struggling to stock certain things. Now, like most of us who prepare, right, we tend to get some food in, right? Particularly food that lasts for a long time, all right? Now, it's quite ironic because most of these items are long-term food storage items, which really does make you think about things, okay? Now, they had an internal memo go around in Sainsbury's. And in fact, if any of you guys in the chat or watching on a replay work in Sainsbury's, if they've had similar memos come round, right, can you just confirm it as well? Because it's always nice to get others confirm intel, all right? If you're using an anonymous name on your YouTube account, that's fine. You shouldn't really get into trouble. But if you're one of those guys who changed your username on YouTube to your real name, I suggest that you change it, okay? It's not a good thing to do. I remember when Google Plus come out years ago and they automatically changed everyone's channels to their real name. My God, what the hell were they thinking? But yeah, anyway, I digress. Let's crack on with the information. Now, they are struggling to stock certain items. So we are talking microwave pouch rice. Now, I use these quite a fair bit, okay? They're fantastic for a quick, easy meal with some of my preps, okay? Incidentally, before I get onto this, one of the good, real, genuine reasons why I prep, okay, it's not for the end of the world and blah blah blah. It's reality. Now, the reality is, I come to Wales, lucky enough to find a job with a good friend of mine. Unfortunately, that job come to an end, and I didn't have a job. All right, no benefits. I still have a family to provide for and to feed us and keep us warm out here in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. All right. So I've started dipping into my preps. Okay, it's nothing to be ashamed of. In fact, it's a very good reason why we prep. Most people don't talk about this, but if you lose your job like I did, okay, having a good stock of food at your location will absolutely help. I can use my preps, all right? Sometimes, yes, of course, I go and buy fresh food like fresh bread, fresh milk, fresh cheese, stuff like that you can't really store, all right, for long term, all right? So all I do is I just get local fresh food, very small amounts, and supplement it with all of my prep food. What that's actually done for us is that saved us an absolute fortune. You know, where our weekly shopping bill for everything would cost like £100 a week, that went right down to £20 a week because I was using the food I already got last year, year before, and the year before that. Filter the noise. Wow, thank you for that donation, sir. That's a beautiful thing. Wow, you absolute legend. Appreciate that. So yeah, so what I'm doing is I'm dipping into that. Okay, so it's great because it's a good reason to actually use what you buy. Because let me tell you this much, I've been doing this for over 10 years, right? And in the beginning, I had to chuck away a fair bit of food because I've failed to rotate my food. Basically, if you're new to this, what that means is if you buy a tin of beans, say in 2020, when all of this issue started and people get freaking out, lots of people joined the ideology back then and they forgot about them. And guess what? A few months ago, they went to go and eat them, or whatever it was. They didn't store it correctly. It got damp, it got hot, it got cold, it got wet, or whatever it is, or got sunlight on it. They weren't so good, and they've thrown away lots of food. We've all been there, okay? There's no ego, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens, it's a learning curve, and we all learn by our mistakes. Well, let me tell you this much, when it starts costing money, you only make that mistake once or twice, because it can be very costly, throwing away perfectly good food that you failed to use within the time frame of it should be used, okay? So yeah, long-term food preps I've actually been starting to eat to save myself some money because times are hard, and like I say, I've got no job, no benefits and that sort of thing. Wow, look at that, 1,831 people in the chat, 1,246 people. Blimey, that's how 400 people have not hit the thumbs up. Please hit the thumbs up, otherwise you're going to be a hater. If you hate me that much, don't put your thumbs up. All haters are welcome. Keeps the channel going. It's another click, it's another like, it's another view. Haters are welcome. Fill your boots. Incidentally, thanks to the moderators out there. I bet you're having a busy night and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So yeah, getting back onto it quickly. Microwavable rice pouches, they store for quite a while, and I've been using those with tin curries and that sort of thing for a cheap, quick meal. Fantastic. The own brand in Sainsbury's, right? They are no longer going to be stocking very shortly, okay? Basmati rice as well, almost out of stock, which Sainsbury's currently have in their warehouses. They're almost out of stock of basmati rice, and they're basically saying on that memo that was given to me, they're blaming the floods in Pakistan, because apparently in Pakistan they produce a hell of a lot of basmati rice. Okay, so yes, if you haven't got basmati rice, I've got loads of it. It's fantastic. It stores indefinitely, all right, and it really does fill you up and bulk you up. And you can put anything with rice to make it taste good. So yes, there's shortages of rice in some supermarkets. Probably not relevant, but it's still factual. French and Dijon mustard, intermittent until next year. Whatever. If you can't live without that stuff, you better hurry up and grab some of that French and Dijon mustard. Wow. Now listen to this. This is going to make people's ears prick up. Canned meat products in Sainsbury's, their own brand. Let me say that again. Canned meat products in Sainsbury's, their own brand name stuff. All right. That stuff, it's been switched off. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. So you will no longer be getting tinned meat goods from Sainsbury's. That is their own brand. You might get all of the other Prince's stuff and whatever it is else they do, but their own brands, they're stopping tinned meat. I never thought I'd hear myself say that so soon, you know. I can envisage myself saying this probably this time next year, but to say that now, before 2022 is out, that should be quite a concern, right? Wow, yeah. They switched it off and will shortly be replaced by an alternative. So what alternative it is to that, I can't say. That's all what that memo said. So they've turned off tinned meat production from their own brands in Sainsbury's, and it's going to be replaced shortly with an alternative. Whatever alternative is, I've got no idea. I'm just telling you what I've been told myself. Also, though, some of you guys, again, long-term food storage prep bachelors. So you're talking noodles, probably super noodles, I'm guessing, and other dried foods that bachelors supply. Okay. They're basically stopping stocking those very soon in Sainsbury due to supply issues. Okay. So this is all coming out right now. So whether this memo is due is to be public, all right, it is now, and you've heard it here first. Okay. It is what it is. This was leaked to me by someone who works there, who is going to remain anonymous for obvious reasons. Okay. Also, now, I'm very sorry to say this, right? But lots of us love our animals and our pets. And I really don't want to say this, but it's true. I'm going to have to say it. Cat and dog food. Think about them and get your skates on. Make it a priority. Okay, you've probably got enough food for yourself. Think of your pets. Sainsbury's own brand pet food, and now wait for it, Felix, Go Cat, and Winalot are going to be switched off ASAP. They're switching them off. Cat and dog food. This is in Sainsbury's. I don't know of other supermarkets. This was just emailed to me yesterday from a guy who works at Sainsbury's. So if any of you guys who are watching this video, whether it's in the live or the replay, if you can send me an email, the email address is below this video. Can you tell me what you're seeing and what you're hearing? This was like shared, and it's like an internal memo, like a note that went around that local department of Sainsbury's, all right? And they're going to be replaced with alternatives. Yeah. So if you've got pets, and no doubt I think a lot of you have who are listening right now, if you've got pets, right, seriously think about those. Now, we don't have pets where we are because this is a rented property and the landlord does not allow pets. Most rented properties state that, okay? So if you own the property and you're renting it out, the last thing you want is animals in there making a mess, literally, whether it's wee, poo, scratching all the woodwork, ripping up upholstery. You wouldn't want it. So I've been having cats and dogs and budgies and God knows what for years and years and years, right? This is the first time about. Before we moved here, we had a ferret, believe it or not, and we named our son after that ferret, right? I chose the name Arlen for the ferret, and when my son was born, I love the name so much because it's an old Cornish Celtic name, goes back centuries and centuries. I called my son Arlen. The ferret then became known as Mr. Arlie. Some of you guys who follow me on Instagram back in the day would have known that. So yeah, I've always had pets, and it seems weird not having a pet. And we spoke to our landlord recently when the landlord was up here, and we did consider getting a dog, but because we live out in the sticks in the mountains and there's a lot of sheep out here, having a dog is a big no-no. Okay, unless it's a well-trained, very expensive sheepdog. Having a dog out here, no. That dog does one thing wrong and it will be shot. We hear gunshots all the time out here, right? There's tourists and bloody ramblers and dog walkers. Yeah, it happens. And in fact, there's a few places that I've seen and there's signs right at the end where the gate is on their property. Any dogs terrorizing sheep will be shot on sight. So we can't have dogs out here. Get a pig. Do you know what? Not far from here, we got pigs and they're breeding like crazy, and some of them escaped. So we could be getting some bacon soon, but you didn't hear that from me. So yeah, if you love your pets, then I would advise that you get some foods for those amazing animals. Let's face it, dogs are something else, and cats as well. Okay, they're a great source of companion, especially if you're elderly or if you're lonely. So yeah, we need to keep an eye on those. So I used to just feed my dog just like tinned cat food. I think it was Chappy. It was like the cheapest, and it was pretty good. You know, it wasn't too bad. A lot of people I know who have got like dogs in the security industry, like dog handlers, you know, they feed their animals like raw meat. So that's probably the best way. Because if you look at an animal's teeth that are pointed, it's designed to be ripping flesh and going through bone, okay, like the big molars at the back. So yeah, why wouldn't you give them real meat? The worst thing you can probably do, now you can shoot me on this if you want, is to give your animals dried food, right? That really ends up in some cases affecting their kidneys, especially when they're older, okay, and they do have to drink quite a lot. And if they're drinking tap water with fluoride and all of that stuff in there, it's not going to be very good for the animal at all. And in fact, how many times have you seen a cat or a dog licking puddles rather than drinking tap water? Disgusting, bad tap water out of a bowl. Animals aren't stupid, all right? So yeah, if you do have to, if it's looking bad, you're just going to have to get that dry food that lasts for ages to give to your pets. Because if this is working out how it could be, or don't want it to be, but if it works out that way, then probably other supermarkets will follow suit, and they're going to draw halts on pet food. Big problems this winter, all right? So hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm just passing on what I've been told. Yeah, absolutely crazy, I know. And oh, let me see, there's been another donation. This is from Steve. Steve, thank you very much for that donation on PayPal. Like I said, all of the PayPal, the friends and family, 100% of it goes straight to this channel to keep it operational. Like I said, this is my job now. I'm actually doing this for a living. I'm making as many videos as I can. It's been a nightmare trying to get this website developed. And yeah, I really hope it gets done soon. It's been a full-on week, especially with Mad Friday, Black Friday. It's been bonkers. Like I say, I've been trying to work alongside with people to try and save people money because times are hard. Metallic Reality, good to see you. And thanks for moderating the chat, honey. I really do appreciate it. It's seriously cool. Who have we got in here? We got Deep in the Bunker, Julie Cooper, Bloody Hell Hot Sauce, the old bowl. Who else have we got in here? Julie Breeden. Hey, Julie. Who else have we got? Wow. Not many moderators tonight. Blimey, unless I've got to scroll through. There's probably been a lot of people in the chat today. So you guys moderating the chat. Wiltshire Man, Sandy. Hey, dude. I'm just going through the chat really quick. I mean, there's a lot of people. There's like 1,776 people now. Insane. Whoa. Pedro Moon Unit. Hi, dude. That's a cool name, that is. Hey, Pedro, man. Blimey. Gort. Wow, the Daily Erster still. What is this bull crap? Thanks, Gort. You're more than welcome to say whatever you like, sir. Absolutely. 4x4 fella, you guy, you're awesome. The bugs. Yes, absolutely wicked. Oh, I've just seen another donation. Oh, I'm going to have to get to that soon. But it looks like there's not that many moderators in the house. I can't scroll down any further. We're going to drop right to update latest. And this is from Make Orwell Fiction Again. What an absolute thing. I use gas, no fireplace, rent on limited income, can't do big alterations, but what I can do for heat, I have warm clothes, blankets, other ideas. Yeah, Make Orwell Fiction Again. A great name, by the way. If you go to my YouTube channel and look at videos, starting from the recent working back, there is an off-grid mini-series, basically just giving people hints and tips on how they can use and save energy during this winter. And another one, it's a really good video I'm very proud of, and it's gaining some good views now, about keeping warm on a budget, right, during a power cut. Maybe not just a power cut, but if you can't afford to heat your home. Let me tell you this, I'm not going to say who it is, but someone I worked with recently, their electricity bill a long time ago was £300 a month, okay? Now, I think that was gas and electric, and it's gone up loads since then. And this guy said to me that they're not going to be having any heating at all this winter. All right, that's a young family. The guy's in his 30s, I think, or maybe younger. So yeah, they're really going to find it difficult. Okay, so it's people like that I really do feel for. Um, like I said, you know, there is ways that you can keep warm on a budget. Okay, like watch them videos that I've done. That's the easiest way. I could spend 20 minutes just talking about that. Well, I don't need to because I've already made those videos. So yeah, make Orwell fiction again. Thank you very much for that donation. I'm sure I saw someone else as well. I've got to scroll through these people. Yeah, there we go. This is, what's it? Dawn. Oh man, it's all in one big long word. Dawny Stead number 10. Oh, sorry, I butchered that. But thank you very much for that kind donation. I guess it's a female. Thank you. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We've come pretty much to the end of that now. But what I wanted to do is to get the information out there, because like I said in the thumbnail, people need to get ready. Okay, so if you haven't got anything prepared, right, just imagine what it's going to be like when all of a sudden your power goes off, like it is here. It's still not on. So yeah, I'm gonna have to keep that fire going. I mean, it's currently 230 degrees. It's really, really hot on my arm, to be honest. So I'm gonna keep that fire going right up until I go to bed, and hopefully it's gonna stay warm overnight. The price of coal's gone up, so that's not gonna be an option. Getting more of that, it's way too expensive for what it is. We're gonna have to rough it out. So yeah, Judy, oh my dear, thank you for that. You don't need to do that. Moderator and a donation. No, it's seriously cool people out there. But like I say, just imagine, right, if you're not prepared and you're new to this, and your power goes off, what are you going to do? Because let me tell you this, no one is going to come around and help. No one's going to come around and help. You're going to be on your own. And you could be disabled, you could be elderly, you could be elderly on your own, which is terrible. It's like my father, he lives on his own and is elderly. He's very fortunate to have really good friends, and my brother doesn't live too far from him to keep an eye on him. But there's people out there who are in their 60s, 70s and 80s who haven't got anyone. And I really do feel for those people. Okay, I really, really do. Because like I said, if they get a power cut and they can't get around very much, or their carers can't get to them because they're snowed in or whatever it is, you know, we really need everyone to make an effort, especially all of you guys who live in the towns and cities, right? I don't live in a town and city no more. I moved to, literally, I live on a mountain in the middle of Wales with like very, very small population, miles from anyone, all right? And yeah, we got no neighbours out here really to speak of. But you guys, you know, you got a next door neighbour, you got like the elderly bloke who lives over the road on the corner on his own. It wouldn't, you know, be any bad thing to just knock on their door and just wait, because it might take them a while for them to get to the door, and just to check on them, right? Just be kind, be courteous, be respectful, and you know, appeal to their better nature, right? Just be kind and understanding to them. Even if you just knock on the door and you can just introduce yourself. My name's John, I live over the road. I was a bit concerned about you. I just wanted to see if you're okay and if you need anything. If you don't know what to say something like that, okay? Even if you just give them a box of candles, you invite them to your home to warm up and cook them something to eat, it's not going to be very hard. If you're a prepper, you're going to have loads of food stocked away anyway. You can help them, okay? And if they're a bit like they don't want help, you know, they don't want to be a burden. This is the biggest problem that I'm coming up against with elderly people. They don't want to be a burden, right? They don't want to make it known that they can't cope on their own, right? It's probably an ego thing. They don't want to appear to be weak. They want to appear that they're in control and they're fine. But in reality, in lots of cases, unfortunately, it's just not the case. And they really do need help, right? They really do. So even if you just pop round or invite them over for a cup of tea, you know, just put everything on pause and just listen to what they're saying. Just listen to them, let them talk. Because I'll tell you this much, a lot of people are out there are very lonely. And for them to find someone just to talk to, and all you've got to do is listen and nod and smile and laugh. Okay? All you've got to do is just be nice to them people. And then they'll open up and they'll go home that day feeling really good about themselves. All right. You might have just saved their life. I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but it could be. All right. You could have just made a difference just by having a 20-minute chat and a cup of tea with them. And I might go out and say, wow, someone actually gives a toss about me. Someone's actually nice enough to sit down and listen to me. If he can provide that, that's amazing. That's one person that you've helped. Like I said, if you're new to this and you find yourself in a situation, no one's coming to help, right? The prepping community is an amazing community. I've helped lots of people and lots of people have helped me, and that's how it should be, all right? Unfortunately, in communities and towns and cities over a long period of time, especially in the UK, people really don't give a toss about each other. They really don't, genuinely. You can walk past someone who's lying on the street because they're homeless, and people just walk past. Put yourself in their situation, right? You lose your job, you're living on your own. You can't get a job anywhere. It takes you ages to get benefit money. And in that time, guess what? You can't pay the bills. You eventually have to be kicked out of your home. Then you live on the streets. Then things start getting a turn for worse. If you're fortunate enough, you're going to make it through winter. If you're clever enough to keep warm, etc. You find yourself in hard times. You get a bit gutted with the world, you start drinking, you might start experimenting in drugs to take the pain away. You're on a slippery slope from then on, and then you're that guy or girl sitting on the street, people walking past, not even looking at you. How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel laying down on a piece of cardboard in a shop doorway on a Saturday afternoon on a high street where literally hundreds and hundreds of people are walking past and not even looking at you? How's that going to make you feel over time? Pretty worthless. Okay, but I'll tell you what, next time you walk down the high street and you see some homeless guy, whoever they are, doesn't matter if they're foreign, black, white, Chinese, doesn't matter. Go over and talk to them. Get them a cup of hot chocolate. Now that's what I do, get them hot chocolate, because you don't know if they like tea or coffee. You can give them money if you want to, it's entirely up to you, all right? But no, they're going to be cold. You warm up their core, give them hot chocolate. Most people will drink hot chocolate. And just sit down and talk to them, ask them if they're right. You might be the first person that they've talked to in days. You might again made a difference. That person might not have thrown themselves off a bridge into a river that night because they're so low. Okay, just be that person and help. Sometimes it's free or just a cup of hot chocolate. Doesn't cost a lot. So, yeah, sorry about that. It's gone on a bit. Yeah. Stay tuned for some more videos. I'm going to be doing some outdoor stuff at long last. I just needed to get this Black Friday stuff out of the way because it's one of those windows of opportunity where lots of people can save a lot of money. Like I say, I'm trying to help as many people as possible because financially it's a bit naff at the moment and things are getting worse. So I'm glad to help as many as I can. And thank you ever so much for them donations. You guys are actually amazing. Seriously, you don't know how much a difference you guys have made actually. It's pretty crazy. Right. So yeah, thanks to all the moderators. Thanks to every single person who's watched this video, whether it's live or whether you're watching on the replay. I seriously appreciate it. If you can consider subscribing to the channel, make sure you check that notification bell so you get all of the updates that come through. And yeah, like and share the video. It really, really helps on Facebook and anywhere else. The more people that get this message, together, I think we got a chance of making it through this mess. So you, for staying this far to the end, are awesome. I really appreciate you and everyone else in the chat. And I'm going to sit here in the darkness in my lovely little power cut. I'll tell you what, it's so quiet. It really is. So yeah, that Delta 2, it saved the live stream. They do work really well. So take care, everyone. Keep an eye on what's going on. Don't forget to email me anything that comes your way, which is going to help me get this information to as many people as possible. The train's rolling. We're getting faster. We're getting more people on the back of the train, and it's all good in the hood. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay funky.